بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Inshallah, we are covering two names today to make it equal 50, and those are Al-Ba'ithu and Al-Shahidu. Al-Ba'ithu is the one who resurrects people in the afterlife. So you can say the one who resurrects and brings back to life after all have gone from this world. So he's the one that revives them in the next world. He's the one who will bring people to life on the day of resurrection, meaning the day of judgment. The one who will resurrect those in the graves and bring out all of humanity and all the creation on the day of judgment. So after we all die in this world, obviously, we go into what is called the barzakh, the middle realm. And in that middle realm, only Allah knows how long our experience will be of that. After the barzakh, then there's going to be the day of judgment, called Yawm al-Qiyamah, Yawm al-Hisab. It has many, many names in Islam, both in the Quran and also in English. There's the day of judgment, the day of accounting, the day of standing, the last day, Yawm al-Akhir in the Quran. It's called the last day because then after that day there is no more days. There's no more nights. So in Jannah there's no nighttime. I don't know if anybody knew that.
What?
There's no nighttime in Jannah. There's just day. So there's no more nights and days. That's why some of the scholars, they say Yawm al-Akhir is the last day, the day of judgment. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we'll take questions later. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will resurrect all of creation on the day of judgment for judgment. And Allah ta'ala will judge us for everything we did. From the moment we became the age of maturity, the age of puberty on, you owe every prayer, you owe every fast, you owe your zakat, you owe Allah to have studied religion properly, aqidah and fiqh. You don't have an excuse saying, oh, I don't know how to pray, oh, I didn't know what breaks your prayer. All those things became obligatory the age of around 13, 14. If you're 15 and you still don't know how to pray, you still don't know fiqh, then the recommendation would be you learn immediately. You learn immediately. And inshallah, I'm going to have hopefully something for that I'll announce later, inshallah, for a crash course in learning. So Al-Ba'ithu is the one who resurrects. And part of our belief as Muslims is that this world is not the only world we exist in, obviously. After this world will be the real world. After this life will be real life. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Quran equates the next world with real life. That in the hereafter, hiya al-hayawan. This is the real life. Why? Because when you look at this life compared to the next life, this life is a dead life compared to the hereafter. Right? When you go out to an incredible restaurant, maybe you had the most amazing meal in the world, then you go to somebody, he goes, hey, do you want to have lunch? You're like, what are you eating? They say, well, we're having a pretzel or two. You look at that and you say, you think that's lunch? So yeah, this is all. What do you mean? This is the only thing I know for lunch. We have one pretzel, we break it in half. You say, hey, I'm going to take you to a 5-course meal and I'm going to show you what a real meal is. Now what you would say is, that's not really lunch. I'll take you to lunch. Okay? That's what you would kind of say. Now, the next life is real life. This is where you really enjoy what life is supposed to be. This world doesn't even compare. That's why actually some of the ulama mentioned that Allah in Surah Mulk says the one who created death and life in order to test you. That Allah started it by saying Allah created death and life. Why didn't He say life and death? Why did He say death and life? The reason why it's mentioned in this order, according to some scholars, is that this world is considered dead compared to the real world of the hereafter. This is the state of death. Because after you die, you get to travel wherever you want. Your soul gets to roam around. You get to eat from the fruits of paradise. You get to see angels and prophets and all these things. And when you enter paradise, you'll be able to do anything you want and get anything you ever wanted with no question. Compare that to this world, we would say that this world is like death. It's not even real life. So that's the equivalent of that. Al-Ba'ithu is the one who resurrects and brings back to life all of creation. We believe human beings will be resurrected. The angels will be recreated after the destruction of the cosmos or the universe in the end of time. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will bring back the insects, the animals, everything will be resurrected on the Day of Judgment for judgment, such as anything that had a soul. Human beings, jinn, animals, and things like that, they'll all be resurrected on the Day of Judgment. The last blessed name that we'll cover today is Ash-Shaheed. Ash-Shaheed, the witness. The one who witnesses and knows everything manifest. Allah is a witness. The meaning of Shaheed goes back to a type of knowledge, that Allah has knowledge of it, He's aware of it, and He's witnessing it. Not only will Allah witness it and He's witnessing it, but on the Day of Judgment He's going to bring up the witnesses. He is obviously bearing witness to everything we do, but then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will have witnesses for truth on the Day of Judgment. So the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam will be a witness against and for mankind. His ummah will be a witness. You will be a witness. And your whole body actually will be a witness against you, should you fail. The earth will bear witness and be a witness. For example, we prayed right here, Asr. Right? Inshallah, that part of the earth will say to Allah on the Day of Judgment that He prayed upon me. She prayed upon me. The earth will bear witness for you. Animals, angels, everything is witnessing your actions, your behavior. Things are being recorded, but the ultimate one that matters and the one that is doing all of that is the Shaheed, the one who is witnessing everything in existence. The creator of it, the one who observes it, the one who watches it, the one who oversees everything, protects everything, guides everything, selects for everything what is best for it, most beneficial for it, and then selects from humanity and others what is the best path, who is the most righteous, who goes astray. Allah knows what's in our hearts, so He chooses some for guidance by guiding them, and He chooses some for misguidance, so He misguides them based on Allah's selection of when He knows of the secrets of our existence. Allah's the doer of everything. So the Shaheed is the one who's bearing witness to all of that. And there's a verse that says, is it not sufficient that Allah is a witness to all things? Allah is a witness to all things. Our Prophet Muhammad ﷺ in his last sermon, it's called his last sermon, his last khutbah. He was on Hajj and he was with over 100,000 companions. And he told all of them that, did I not deliver my message? Have you all heard what I've told you? Do you bear witness that I delivered my message? People said, we bear witness, you delivered your message. And then he looked and he said, Allahumma fashhad, Allah, you bear witness, you are the shaheed upon this. You bear witness. Bear witness to what? Because all of that will be asked on the Day of Judgment. Allah will bring the Prophet ﷺ and say, did you deliver your message? He will say, yes. The people will be asked, did he deliver the message? The companions will say, yes. So then there's no excuses. And I will tell you, students of mine here, did I deliver the message? Even before this recording went up, we spoke very clearly about our responsibilities as Muslims. Obedience to the Quran and the Sunnah of the Messenger ﷺ. Above and above everything else. Above anything and everything else. Obedience to Allah and His Messenger. Reading the Quran, and most important thing we said, knowing the meanings of what we are reading. So it impacts our heart. Okay, and Allah will be a witness to all things. At this point is when we have completed exactly 50 names. So inshallah, at this point, we should memorize and know all the 50 and inshallah their meanings. So if you need to look that up, you can watch these previous videos inshallah. Wa sallallahu wa sallam wa barak ala Sayyidina Muhammad. We ask Allah to send His salutations, His blessings and His peace and His magnification, His honor and his raising of degrees, and our thanks and appreciation upon our Master and Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the one who taught us these 99 names, the one who guided us to Islam, the one who will bear witness for us, and inshallah will take us by the hand into paradise by his great shafa'at al-kubra on the day of judgment, inshallah. Barakallahu fikum wa sallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammad.